Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I was inspired by this gentleman from Texas recently, just listening to some of the difficulties and challenges that he went through and how he said that people pulled together and made things happen and made sure that those around them survived the challenges of the weather that was completely unnatural for the state of Texas and all the different unpreparedness that the government seemed to have or the state had because they're not usually accustomed to these very cold temperatures, and because of that it creates a very strong inner fortitude in people and the need for survival. I'm not talking about fear. I'm not talking about anger or any type of um, reason to cause anyone to worry. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I think we should all remember that we have these attributes available to us. So my discussion will be covering the areas of endurance, fortitude, and independence. When I say fortitude, according to the dictionary, fortitude is the courage in the pain of adversity. People have learned to become very dependent upon the environment around them. The government has supplied food, they've supplied resources of water, electricity, fuel, and some of the basic necessities that we in what could be considered a modern world didn't have to think about. We focused a lot of our energy and attention on everyday things that entertainment and um, office jobs and things that didn't require us to, go back into the hunter-gatherer mode. When something like this happened in Texas, I started thinking about, we always consider, well, that's going to happen somewhere else. And the Texans are probably the most independent people in the US, from what I can see. Of course, there are those that live in Montana and those that live in areas like that are like, or reservations or whatever, and they're all already self-sustaining. It's people like myself and many others who are not necessarily thinking about anything like this because it doesn't often happen. But the more that we become independent, the less we feel vulnerable to the whims and the desires of those that may be involved in any type of weather manipulation or even, natural disasters that in some ways can also, with technology, be averted. But with a disconnect with communication, lower consciousness in leadership, and a desire to offset the natural way of life, I think that it's time for us to take on the reins of the horse and plow ahead on our own. Now, if nothing really tragic happens, then that's fine. This is something that we've, for generations, have kind of put aside, assuming that someone would be there as a caretaker for us. And if someone will always be there as a caretaker for us and watching over that we have fuel and electricity and communication, then that's fine. But there's always a potential. I don't know what the percentage is that something can happen. It's good to know that in the back of your mind that you'll be okay. So I don't sell anything. I don't necessarily promote anything there. Someone did bring some kind of emergency ideas to me, and also communications and all that. I know that Peter's been talking about it lately. So even though there are many good, honest, kind souls on the planet, there are also some that are justifying the means to an end of causing pain and suffering for others. And we can't discard that. We can't say, well, Jessica, you're just not being very positive right now. I don't know what people mean about being positive. I do know that being honest and the truth of what you know is the best path, because then you're not in a situation of delusion. I'm not saying that manifesting a positive timeline isn't important. It's very important. It's extremely important. However, there are not all are in agreement. And the entities that know that in this timeline they may not exist, they may pull out all the stops to try to bring whoever else down that they can. And so we see this type of thing manifesting in different parts of the world, including the US. So let's be smart about things. I always say, don't wait for something to happen. Be prepared for something, even if it never happens. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your own personal power, whatever that means for you. What I see as, whether it's protecting yourself or having preparedness things in the background, then that's what you do. You do the best that you can. Not everyone has thousands of dollars to put into all sorts of emergency products in the background, but at least think it through. I have a friend who lives in the suburbs and has purchased land in an area where the soil is very good, and they plan on having a very large garden and becoming self-sustaining. And they also, years ago, created a bunker out in another location, and I remember talking to them probably about 4 or 5 years ago about some of the plans and how people would laugh at them and say, you're crazy or whatever. And I'd say, well, it's, if that gives a person peace of mind, then fine. There are some other people that will say, everything's just fine. I know that the universe will take care of me. And I think that's fine too. If that's the route that you want to take and you feel good about it. I also feel that we're here as a community. It's not just, I don't just see you as an audience. I see you as people that I care about, because you've spent the time to care about what I had to say. I care about what's going to happen to you as well. And my intention is to make sure that I give you the best information that I know, and make sure that you're going to be in the right place. Also, that if you need some type of connection, or someone to reach out to, that I've been thinking about that too, is how can we create a network of communication for people. And as I keep on expanding in different areas, that's one of the reasons why I brought the radio station in. I can't man it 24 hours a day, but I have it running, so the information is there. But, it would be nice if there was some type of conversations in places where people can network. And if anyone has any ideas or wants to possibly get involved in something like that, we can do that. But let's reach out as a community and help one another and do the best that we can. I'm not anticipating anything negative, I would tell you. If I thought that there was something that was dangerous, I would let you know right now. But there is, from some of the conversations I've been having with Peter, it feels that it's appropriate for me to have this conversation with you now. So with this, I just want to say thank you for listening, and you are heard. I care about you. I want the best for everyone. And because those who don't understand the level of consciousness of caring for others and are identifying people as being evil because they're from some, area in the world, some nation in the world, it's unfortunate that they can't see beyond their own humanity. But those are the things that we have to think about. It only takes, a few bad decisions for many people to suffer, and we have to keep our eyes on all these things. That's why we're doing disclosure. I don't do disclosure just to get attention. I don't do disclosure just to say I know more than someone else. I do disclosure so we can get the information out. And whether people agree or disagree, that's your own choice, and that's freedom. And remember, part of this message is about freedom. It's about independence. Independence is having free will and the right to make decisions. And that goes for everything that's going on right now in this pandemic, in your personal life. Hold on to your loved ones. Hold on to your friends. Hold on to those people that you trust. Remember, they're more valuable than all the gold and the silver in the world. And we need to keep our heads level-headed, sensible, calm, and know that there is always a way around certain things. Holding on to the highest intention for humanity, holding on to the God source. Thank you for listening.